The deadly descent. Captain James Hawkins gripped the sparking control panel of his research ship as it broke apart in the corrosive atmosphere of planet X-217. The hull disintegrated, and molten metal rained down onto the acidic rocks below. Despite the engines shutting down and stabilizers failing, Hawkins was determined to survive. The future of humanity depended on it. He slammed on the emergency rockets, steering the damaged ship toward a jagged landscape of razor-sharp stone towers. The ground rose quickly, leaving no other option but to crash land. The impact should have killed them, but Hawkins stumbled out of the burning wreckage, his pride more wounded than his body. Pieces of the ship lay scattered, hissing in the acid rain, but the main body was intact, and most of the crew had survived. Surveying their new home, Hawkins noted the ominous sky filled with toxic clouds and rivers of sludge flowing across the rocky terrain. Amidst the desolation, he spotted a glint of steel in the cracks. Using his binoculars, he saw man-made buildings linked by pipes and covered walkways, remarkably intact despite the harsh environment. He turned to his second-in-command, Jaina, noting that someone had been here before. Establishing base camp. With survival in mind, Hawkins ordered the crew to build a shelter from the ship's wreckage. They worked tirelessly, repurposing hull armor and life support systems to create a safe haven from the acidic air. The alien watchers, who had initially been more of a hindrance than help, began to assist once they realized the severity of their situation. Once the base camp was secure, Hawkins led an expedition to the mysterious ruins. As they trekked through the hellish landscape, they kept a close eye on their Geiger counters, aware that radiation levels could spike at any moment. Evidence of recent human activity became apparent as they approached the towers. Tracks and empty food packs littered the ground. The encounter. Inside the nearest building, they found a dark hallway with breathable, albeit stale, air. Deeper within, they encountered a large door with heavy locks. As it hissed open, a group of people in environmental suits appeared, their rifles trained on the newcomers. Hawkins raised his hands in a gesture of peace, introducing himself and his crew. The leader of the group, a scarred man named Ezra, lowered his weapon and welcomed them to their colony on X-217. Ezra explained that they were descendants of a secret military project from Earth, genetically modified to survive in the harshest conditions. Abandoned on this deadly planet, they had adapted to their environment, developing resistance to the toxins and radiation. The colony's survival. Intrigued by their resilience, Hawkins inquired about their survival strategies. Ezra explained how their lungs had evolved to filter out toxins and their skin to withstand radiation. They also used advanced technology, including thermal suits and radiation shields, to enhance their survival. The colonists had even established a green farm to grow their own food, showcasing their ingenuity. Hawkins saw potential for cooperation between his crew and the colony. Their combined knowledge and resources could be mutually beneficial. Ezra was open to the idea, seeing it as an opportunity to reconnect with the outside world. However, the alien watchers, particularly their leader Quah, was skeptical and viewed the colonists as a potential threat. Uneasy alliances. As Hawkins discussed cooperation with Ezra, he noticed the watchers growing increasingly agitated. They whispered among themselves, wary of the colonists. Quah was particularly hostile, believing the genetically enhanced humans could pose a danger to the galaxy. Hawkins defended the colonists, emphasizing their right to survive and their potential to contribute positively. Despite the tension, Hawkins and Ezra continued to collaborate, uncovering details about the military project that had brought the colonists to X-217. They discovered plans for a terraforming device capable of altering a planet's environment, a powerful tool that could be used for good or ill. The Council's arrival. Their research was interrupted by the arrival of Galactic Council ships summoned by Quah. The colonists prepared for the worst, but Hawkins sought a peaceful resolution. He proposed showcasing their terraforming technology to demonstrate their value to the Council. Ezra and his people worked tirelessly to prepare a presentation, transforming a barren rock outcropping into a green oasis. A new beginning. Admiral Zar of the Galactic Council arrived with a delegation, including the hostile Quor. Despite initial skepticism, the council members were impressed by the colonists' ingenuity and adaptability. Zar began to see the potential for a mutually beneficial alliance. After a tense day of negotiations, Zar agreed to propose a temporary alliance with the colony. Hawkins felt a surge of hope, knowing this was just the beginning of a challenging journey. As the council ships departed, he vowed to make the partnership work, believing in the strength and resilience of both his crew and the colonists. The future was uncertain, but with cooperation and determination, they could transform Planet X-217 from a deadly world into a beacon of human ingenuity and survival. Discovering the past, exploring the ruins. With the uneasy alliance in place, Captain James Hawkins and his crew focused on exploring the ancient ruins. The structures that are worn and battered by time and the planet's harsh conditions stood as a testament to human ingenuity. Hawkins, intrigued by the design and technology, led a team to map out the area. They discovered extensive networks of tunnels and rooms filled with machinery that seemed far beyond the capabilities of the colony's current technology. Unlocking the secrets. Inside one of the larger buildings, Hawkins found a central control room. The walls were lined with computer terminals, many of which were still operational. Jaina, his second-in-command and a skilled engineer, began working on bypassing the security protocols. It took hours, but eventually they accessed a wealth of information. The data revealed that the original settlers were part of an advanced secret fleet sent by Earth centuries ago, tasked with exploring and colonizing distant worlds. The terraforming project. The most significant discovery was a detailed plan for a terraforming project designed to transform X-217 into a habitable world. The project was ambitious, involving complex machinery and technology to alter the planet's atmosphere and surface. Hawkins realized that if they could revive this project, they could not only ensure their survival, but also create a new home for future generations. Challenges and risks. Despite the potential benefits, the project was fraught with challenges. The machinery was ancient and in disrepair, and the planet's harsh conditions made any repair work hazardous. Furthermore, the alien watchers remained skeptical and wary of the technology. Quor, their leader, viewed the terraforming project as a threat to the natural order and was concerned about the potential consequences. Building trust. To gain the watchers' trust, Hawkins invited them to participate in the restoration efforts. He believed that by working together, they could overcome their differences and build a stronger alliance. Quor, although reluctant, agreed to send a few of his people to assist. Over time, the collaboration began to foster a sense of mutual respect and understanding. The first steps. With the combined efforts of the crew, colonists, and watchers, the initial steps of the terraforming project began. They focused on repairing the central control systems and restoring power to the main machinery. The work was slow and painstaking, but progress was being made. Hawkins remained optimistic, believing that they were on the verge of a significant breakthrough. An unexpected revelation. As they delved deeper into the ruins, they uncovered an unexpected revelation. Hidden in a secure chamber was a message from the original settlers. It detailed the reasons for their abandonment and hinted at a greater conspiracy involving the Galactic Council. The message suggested that the settlers were deliberately left behind to test the terraforming technology under extreme conditions. A new mission. This revelation added a new dimension to their mission. Hawkins realized that their survival was not just about adapting to the planet, but also about uncovering the truth behind the conspiracy. He vowed to continue the project, not just for the sake of their survival, but to honor the legacy of the original settlers and expose the truth. Strengthening alliances. With renewed determination, Hawkins focused on strengthening alliances. He worked closely with Ezra and the colonists, sharing the information they had uncovered. Ezra, driven by a sense of justice for his ancestors, pledged full support. Even Quor began to see the value in their efforts, understanding that the truth could change the balance of power in the galaxy. The future beckons. As they made progress on the terraforming project, Hawkins couldn't help but feel a sense of hope. The planet that had once seemed so hostile was beginning to show signs of change. The air was becoming less toxic, and patches of green were starting to appear amidst the barren landscape. It was a small start, but it was proof that their efforts were paying off. The journey ahead was still fraught with challenges, but with the combined strength of the humans and the Watchers, Hawkins believed they could transform X-217 into a new home. The future was uncertain, but it was filled with possibilities, and for the first time since their crash landing, Hawkins felt truly optimistic about what lay ahead. Tensions and triumphs, the emergence of conflict. Despite the promising progress in their terraforming efforts, tensions continued to simmer beneath the surface. The Watchers, particularly Quor, remained uneasy about the human presence and the terraforming project. They were concerned that the rapid changes to the planet's environment might disrupt the delicate balance of their ecosystem. Hawkins and his team worked tirelessly to address these concerns, but the underlying distrust was hard to overcome. Unexpected setbacks. One morning, the crew discovered that one of the key terraforming machines had malfunctioned. The failure resulted in a spike in toxic gases, causing a temporary setback in their progress. The Watchers, seeing this as evidence of the potential dangers, voiced their concerns more vocally. Quor used this opportunity to question the wisdom of the terraforming project, arguing that it might lead to more harm than good. Crisis management. Captain Hawkins knew that addressing these issues was crucial for maintaining the fragile alliance. He called a meeting with Ezra, Quor, and his senior crew members to discuss the situation. They devised a plan to quickly repair the malfunctioning machine and implement additional safety measures to prevent future incidents. Hawkins also proposed a joint oversight committee, including both humans and Watchers, to ensure transparency and collaboration in the terraforming process. Forging new alliances. To further bridge the gap between the humans and Watchers, Hawkins organized a series of cultural exchanges and cooperative projects. They held workshops where Watchers could share their knowledge of the planet's ecosystem, and in return, humans demonstrated their technological advancements. The promise of a better future was within reach, and Hawkins was ready to lead the way. Shadows of conflict. Unsettling developments. As the terraforming project progressed, the uneasy calm was shattered by an unexpected event. A series of unexplained malfunctions plagued the terraforming equipment, disrupting their steady progress. Equipment failures became more frequent, and the environment showed signs of regression. Tensions rose, and whispers of sabotage began circulating among both the human crew and the Watchers. The saboteurs' trail. Captain Hawkins and Ezra launched an investigation into the equipment failures. They discovered traces of tampering on some of the critical systems. Initial suspicions pointed to external sabotage, but without concrete evidence, it was difficult to pinpoint the culprit. Quor and the Watchers remained on edge, their mistrust growing as they observed the disruptions. Heightened tensions. The investigation's lack of immediate results only exacerbated the growing distrust between the humans and the Watchers. Quor's skepticism deepened, and he openly questioned the integrity of the human team. The Watchers, already wary, began to distance themselves from the project, heightening the risk of a complete breakdown in collaboration. A dangerous encounter. One evening, as tensions reached a boiling point, a confrontation erupted between a group of Watchers and humans. The altercation was sparked by accusations and heated arguments over the recent failures. Hawkins intervened to prevent the situation from escalating further. He knew that resolving the underlying issues was crucial to maintaining the fragile alliance. Discovering the truth. Amidst the chaos, Jaina made a breakthrough in the investigation. She uncovered evidence suggesting that the malfunctions were not caused by sabotage, but rather by an undiscovered flaw in the terraforming technology. The flaw was leading to unintended consequences, including the environmental regressions they had been experiencing. Addressing the flaw, Hawkins and Ezra called for an urgent meeting with the Watchers to present their findings. They explained the nature of the flaw and outlined their plan to address it. The transparency and urgency of their response helped to ease some of the Watchers' concerns, and they reluctantly agreed to continue their collaboration while the issue was resolved. Repairing relations. To rebuild trust, Hawkins and Ezra initiated a series of joint workshops to address the technological flaw and implement corrective measures. Both teams worked side by side to analyze the data, repair the equipment, and adjust the terraforming systems. The collaborative effort helped to ease tensions and foster a renewed sense of teamwork. The rebirth of hope. With the flaw addressed and the equipment restored to functionality, the terraforming project resumed its progress. The improvements were more noticeable, and the environment began to stabilize once again. The once skeptical Watchers slowly regained faith in the project, seeing the tangible benefits of their joint efforts. A test of unity. Despite the progress, the experience had left scars on the alliance. Trust needed to be rebuilt, and both sides had to work hard to overcome the lingering doubts. Hawkins and Ezra focused on strengthening their partnership, emphasizing the importance of cooperation and shared goals. They organized community events and collaborative projects to rebuild the bond between their teams. The promise of a new dawn. As the terraforming efforts continued, the landscape of X-217 began to show more significant signs of transformation. The once barren and hostile environment was giving way to lush green areas and clearer skies. The progress was slow, but it was a testament to the resilience and determination of both the humans and the Watchers. Looking ahead, Captain Hawkins stood once again on the ridge overlooking the evolving landscape. The journey had been fraught with challenges, but the improvements were undeniable. He felt a renewed sense of optimism for the future of X-217. The road ahead would undoubtedly present new obstacles, but Hawkins was confident that with continued cooperation and perseverance, they could overcome any challenge. The alliance between humans and Watchers was far from perfect, but it had proven to be a powerful force for positive change. With each passing day, the promise of a new and thriving world on X-217 became a reality, and Hawkins looked forward to leading his team and their allies into a hopeful future. Echoes of the past. Unexpected revelations. As the terraforming project made significant strides, an unexpected discovery emerged from the depths of the colony's old archives. Ezra and his team uncovered a hidden chamber beneath the main colony hub. Inside, they found a trove of documents and recordings from the original military project that had sent the colonists to planet X-217. Secrets of the past. The documents revealed startling information about the true purpose of the project. Contrary to what was previously believed, the project was not solely for survival, but also involved highly advanced technology meant to reshape entire planets. The technology was designed to be both a tool for colonization and a weapon of mass destruction, depending on how it was utilized. The origin of the flaw. Among the findings, Ezra and Hawkins discovered detailed notes on the terraforming technology, including its initial design flaws and the intended modifications that had never been completed. It became clear that the project's original objectives were compromised, and the incomplete technology had contributed to the recent malfunctions and environmental regressions. Revisiting old conflicts. The revelations stirred unrest among the colonists and the Watchers. The knowledge that their survival had been part of a larger and potentially dangerous plan led to conflicting emotions and suspicions. Some colonists feared that the original project's intentions might still pose a threat, while the Watchers worried about the implications for their own safety and trustworthiness. Confronting the past. Captain Hawkins and Ezra decided to confront the past head-on. They organized a meeting with both the colonists and the Watchers to discuss the findings. Hawkins addressed the assembled group, emphasizing the need for transparency and collaboration to overcome the legacy of the original project. A new understanding. During the meeting, tensions flared as various factions expressed their concerns and frustrations. However, Hawkins and Ezra worked tirelessly to mediate the discussion and foster a new understanding. They reassured everyone that their focus was on creating a better future and that the flaws and dangers of the past would be addressed with their combined expertise. Building a unified vision. The revelation of the project's origins led to a renewed effort to redefine the goals of the terraforming initiative. Hawkins and Ezra, along with their teams, began working on a revised plan that incorporated the advanced technology but focused solely on positive and constructive uses. The plan aimed to ensure that the project would benefit all parties involved and avoid any destructive potential. Strengthening alliances. In the wake of the revelations, Hawkins and Quor, the leader of the Watchers, began to find common ground. Quor, though still cautious, recognized the sincerity of Hawkins's efforts and agreed to collaborate more closely. The Watchers contributed their unique knowledge of the planet's environment, helping to refine and enhance the terraforming process. A shared vision. With the new plan in place, the combined teams worked with renewed vigor. The terraforming efforts continued, now guided by a shared vision of creating a thriving and sustainable environment on X-217. The collaboration between humans and Watchers began to yield impressive results, with more areas of the planet showing signs of life and stability. Facing new challenges. As progress continued, new challenges emerged. The revised terraforming technology brought unforeseen complications, and the planet's environment proved to be more complex than anticipated. Hawkins, Ezra, and their teams remained vigilant, adapting their strategies and solutions to meet the evolving needs of the project. A glimpse of the future. Despite the obstacles, the improvements on X-217 were evident. The once harsh and desolate landscape was transforming into a vibrant and habitable world. The efforts of the humans and the Watchers were beginning to pay off, and the promise of a new beginning seemed within reach. Looking forward, Captain Hawkins stood at the edge of a newly transformed area, overlooking a landscape that was rapidly becoming a testament to their collective efforts. The path ahead was still filled with uncertainties, but the progress made so far was a beacon of hope. Hawkins felt a renewed sense of purpose and determination, knowing that with continued collaboration, they could turn X-217 into a world where both humans and Watchers could thrive together. The journey was far from over, but Hawkins and his team were committed to overcoming the challenges and building a future that honored the sacrifices and resilience of everyone involved. The Rift. Unforeseen consequences. As the terraforming project advanced, unforeseen consequences began to manifest. The environmental changes, while promising, introduced new challenges. Unexpected fluctuations in radiation levels and atmospheric conditions posed risks to both the colonists and the Watchers. The once stable process started showing signs of instability, threatening the progress made so far. Internal conflicts. The strain of these new issues exacerbated existing tensions between the humans and the Watchers. The Watchers, led by Quor, became increasingly vocal about their concerns. They argued that the human approach to terraforming was too aggressive, and that the changes were disrupting the natural balance of the planet. A deepening rift. The growing discord led to a deeper rift between the two groups. While some Watchers advocated for a more cautious approach, others saw the colonists' technology as a potential asset if used correctly. Similarly, among the colonists, there were differing opinions on how to address the environmental issues without abandoning their goals. Negotiations and stalemates. Captain Hawkins and Ezra took the lead in negotiating between the factions, striving to find a compromise that would satisfy both parties. However, the discussions often reached stalemates. The Watchers' reluctance to fully embrace the human technology clashed with the colonists' urgent need to stabilize the terraforming efforts. A crisis of faith. As the environmental issues worsened, some colonists began to lose faith in the terraforming project. The dream of transforming X-217 into a thriving world seemed increasingly distant. The deteriorating conditions also started affecting the morale of the colony, leading to doubts about their long-term survival. A call for unity. Realizing the gravity of the situation, Hawkins decided to call for a council meeting that included representatives from both the colonists and the Watchers. He emphasized the need for unity and collaboration, urging everyone to focus on the common goal of ensuring the survival and prosperity of their shared future on X-217. A new strategy. During the meeting, a new strategy was proposed. Instead of continuing with the current approach, the Council agreed to implement a phased plan that involved gradual changes to the environment. This approach would allow for close monitoring and adjustments to address any negative impacts promptly. Strengthening the alliance. To rebuild trust, Hawkins and Ezra initiated joint task forces that included members from both groups. These task forces worked together to address the environmental issues and implement the new strategy. The goal was to create a collaborative environment where both humans and Watchers could contribute their expertise and work towards shared solutions. Renewed efforts. With the new strategy in place, the terraforming efforts were adjusted to be more controlled and measured. The joint task forces made significant progress in stabilizing the environmental conditions, and the initial signs of improvement began to emerge. Building bridges. As the immediate crisis began to subside, Hawkins and Quah found opportunities to build bridges between their people. They organized joint events and projects that showcased the benefits of their collaboration and fostered a greater sense of unity. Hope on the horizon. Despite the challenges, there was a renewed sense of hope on X-217. The planet's transformation continued, albeit at a slower pace. The collaborative efforts between the colonists and the Watchers demonstrated that with persistence and cooperation, they could overcome even the most daunting obstacles. Looking ahead, Captain Hawkins remained optimistic about the future. The rift that had once threatened to derail their efforts was gradually being healed through mutual understanding and joint problem-solving. The path ahead was still uncertain, but the progress made and the strengthened alliances provided a solid foundation for continued success. The journey of transforming X-217 was far from over, but the resilience and determination of both humans and Watchers offered a glimpse of a promising future. With renewed hope and a unified vision, they continued to work towards their shared goal of making X-217 a new home for all. The dawn of a new era, a glimmer of success. As the months passed, the phased terraforming strategy began to show promising results. The environmental conditions on planet X-217 stabilized, with radiation levels dropping and atmospheric quality improving. The once unstable landscape was gradually becoming more hospitable, thanks to the joint efforts of the colonists and the Watchers. Renewed confidence. With the success of their revised approach, confidence grew among both groups. The colonists resumed their ambitious plans for development, while the Watchers, who had initially been skeptical, started recognizing the value of the human technology. The collaborative projects became symbols of their joint achievements, bridging the gap between their two worlds. Cultural exchange. To further strengthen their alliance, Hawkins and Ezra initiated a cultural exchange program. The colonists and Watchers shared their knowledge, traditions, and innovations. This exchange not only enriched their understanding of each other's cultures, but also led to the development of new technologies and practices that benefited both groups. A shared vision. The council meetings between the leaders of the colonists and the Watchers became a platform for discussing long-term goals and visions. They collectively crafted a comprehensive plan for the future of X-217, focusing on sustainable development and mutual growth. The shared vision included the creation of a vibrant, self-sustaining environment that would support future generations. Expansion and exploration. With the environment becoming more stable, the colonists and Watchers began to explore beyond their initial settlement. New areas of the planet were mapped, and the discovery of additional resources fueled hopes for expanding their colony. Joint expeditions led to new findings, including ancient alien artifacts that hinted at a deeper history of X-217. The alien legacy. The artifacts uncovered during these explorations revealed insights into the planet's past. They hinted at an ancient civilization that had once thrived on X-217, leaving behind advanced technology and knowledge. The discovery of this legacy intrigued both the colonists and the Watchers, sparking a new wave of research and collaboration. Strengthening the alliance. To commemorate their achievements and the enduring alliance, a grand ceremony was held. Representatives from both the colonists and the Watchers gathered to celebrate their progress and reaffirm their commitment to working together. The event was marked by speeches, cultural performances, and the unveiling of a monument dedicated to their shared success. A bright future. The successful transformation of X-217 marked the beginning of a new chapter for its inhabitants. The planet, once a hostile and barren world, was now on the path to becoming a thriving and prosperous environment. The collaborative spirit between the humans and the Watchers set a precedent for future interstellar cooperation. Enduring challenges. Despite the progress, challenges remained. The inhabitants of X-217 knew that maintaining their achievements and ensuring long-term stability would require continued effort and adaptability. However, the experience had taught them the value of resilience, cooperation, and innovation. The legacy of unity. Captain Hawkins, Ezra, and Qual reflected on their journey with a sense of accomplishment and hope. They had turned a potentially disastrous situation into a story of triumph and unity. The legacy of their collaboration would inspire future generations to pursue harmony and cooperation in the face of adversity. A new era begins. As the sun set over the transformed landscape of X-217, the new era dawned with a sense of optimism and possibility. The combined efforts of the colonists and Watchers had paved the way for a brighter future. Their shared journey had demonstrated that, even in the most challenging circumstances, unity and determination could lead to extraordinary outcomes. The story of X-217 became a testament to the power of collaboration and the strength found in embracing differences. As the planet continued to evolve, its inhabitants looked forward to the endless possibilities that lay ahead, knowing that they had forged a path to a hopeful and prosperous future.